for being here. I am personally, and we as the Marvin Group are so excited to have orchestrated and to drive this StartupHub these 2 days. The first is a 1-month program, as maybe Leonardo will further detail. And actually, I am the General Fella, the head of strategic business development in the Marvin Group, and also in charge of the strategic digital partnerships. And let me give you a very brief introduction. Who we are, Marvin, in a pitch, and then what is our digital strategy and why digital disruptors, strategic partners, customers incubators, and startups are so relevant and critical to us. First of all, our group is, we are the largest technology independent provider of end-to-end managed connectivity solutions for maritime and also enterprise. We are the leading maritime communication company in terms of ships, in terms of market share, the #1 maritime visa operator in the world with in excess of 5,000 maritime visas, including some backlog. And we have international offices around the world, best-in-class proprietary network, and we secure hybrid solution and in future also interoperability among the different constellation and networks. We also rely on the largest distribution network of service providers and have more than 70 years of experience with as a group. Actually, what we are seeing is a strong change in the satellite communication industry, but also in the shipping industry, as you perfectly know. There is a clear hunger for disruption in the way that the company work together, interact, and evolve their operations and their customers' experiences. Shipping is changing in terms of performance optimization, eagerness to remote and predictive monitoring, maintenance control, as well as logistic supply chain control in many, many aspects. Actually, also the shipping is changing because of higher bandwidth availability at a lower cost, because of the upcoming new constellations such as LEO that promise to deliver new service at a lower cost again, low latency and things like that. And this will enable a new family of digital solutions, a next generation of digital application that in their turn will drive the request, the need for more bandwidth available. Of course, the market consolidation, the customers are at the core of all that, and what we increasingly observe and where we are trying to make a difference is that there is a layer, a common layer of offering managed, secure, reliable, high performance broadband connectivity, what we call our smart connectivity vision. That is where Martin is trying to make a difference. Offering managed solutions for complete ICT on board, for security, offering cyber security, and for IT, of course, and bridge electronics, but also increasingly all connected assets, remote maintenance on board. It's also about enhancing the customer's experiences and interactions and the customer digital journey, how this can influence their operation and solve their operational problems, and finally, from our perspective, to provide peace of mind, allow customers and partners focus on what they do best, their core business, and we manage on their behalf a number of things. 2 words now on our digital strategy. It is based on the first layer. We are a kind of network of network. We have our broadband portfolio, of course, but on top of it, we have our exchange, that is an application, is a connectivity router, but also we have developed it as an application platform, a content distribution, a digitalization enabler, and together with the single interface portal called Portal 360 to showcase the performance and monitor remotely the ship's ICT, but increasingly thanks to API, also other important information to take decision real time for our customers. This makes a difference and allows us to enable the digitalization of the customer's vessels and of their show ship operation. We do this, and in this way, we offer peace of mind, and also we enable a number of digital applications. Some we develop in-house, especially in the area of ship office. Think about remote IT management. We also work with selective merger and acquisition of, for instance, of very specialized and competent companies like Palantir, that is also here today, that is active in the area of complete IT remote management on board with solutions such as HIPAA, but also with startups like companies that we partner to co-create applications in the area, for instance, of cybersecurity, of telemedicine, of e-learning, distributing content distribution of the e-learning product of partners companies, to enable also crew well-being, not only crew communication, but increasingly also crew well-being solutions, crew management applications and solutions, and last but not least, some are also here today with our partners, ship operations, management efficiency, including fuel and energy efficiency, e-navigation, condition-based maintenance, remote maintenance, and supply chain and logistics applications. The second big pillar, together, I would say also with customer centricity, customer proximity, that is another plus of our group, because we serve around 1 ship in 3 in the worldwide shipping fleet, and we have continuous daily interactions and touch point with them. And this is a fantastic availability of data that now with the digital technologies we can exploit increasingly, of expertise in the maritime industry and in the smart connectivity. And the only and the best way to make it work, to digitalize the shipping operations, is to make it as an ecosystem. Collaboration is the future, doing things together, experimenting, having innovation programs that talk and interact each other, with working also with incubators, with accelerators, with partners, also with customers incubators, and offering from our side our expertise, our market exposure, our technology components, our digital enablers in layers, and working also together with strategic digital leaders, with new ventures, tech centers, universities, and last but not least with valuable startups that can really make a value in this. Startups are for us like speedboats, allow us to accelerate the digital strategy. And for this reason I want to introduce and also thank Leonardo from the Worth Accelerator, because actually he supported us to select 4 startups that are really, to my opinion, at the forefront in many aspects, and I hope that this StartupHub today will be able to showcase this. Please.
Thank you, Gennaro.
Thank you.
Very, very briefly, because then we want to give space to startups, which is all the reason why you're here. The process how we got the startups here is something that Gennaro mentioned briefly. You can learn more if you come and visit us at the StartupHub in the next room here. And now something about what you're going to see from the startups here. Everyone will have a very short time to present, 7 minutes, probably less. They are very, very fast, which is divided in 2. The first half is what you would expect to hear from a startup that has, in a pitching situation, where they have really to explain in very, very few words about what they are doing. And the second half of each one's presentation is to give you a taste of what it is like to be a startup, what kind of challenges a startup has when they try to interact with an established company, an established partner, client, as you all could be. And they have to jump hurdles that I think it's in the interest of the entire maritime community to help them pass and make it easier for them, as easy as possible for them to interact with us, with the community. So now I would leave to the work to Dan. And so please, Tim, and then there'll be just one of them. Thank you. Tim.
Thank you, Leonardo, for the introduction. Welcome, everyone. I would like to present you metrics. So the cost of empty container logistics for the container shipping operators can be as high as 15% of the total cost. And what is truly shocking is that extremely complex and expensive process like this, even by the leading companies, is typically handled either manually or in Excel by the best. So I'm here to present to you Transmetrics, which is a predictive analytics and artificial intelligence software specifically for the cargo transport optimization. So, few words about Transmetrics. We have already ready products on the market, which were developed specifically for the cargo transport industry. All of our products follow the low-risk monthly subscription model, which do not require extremely high upfront investments, and it can be quickly deployed within the customers within several months. So we have a top-tier team of 23 experts, mostly in data science, software development, and also in logistics experts, supported by this strong logistics advisory board from the leading companies. And these companies have been trusting Transmetrics for several years, so we've been working with DPD, DHL, Kuehne+Nagel, Nile Dutch, and over the years we've proved that our technology, and by using the latest technologies, we've been able to produce 25 to 50% more accurate results than the in-house teams of these companies. And in terms of container shipping, we've been working with companies on the projects with CMA CGM already, with European Containers, and Nile Dutch. Now, I'm sure that most of you are familiar with this fascinating report by the Boston Consulting Group about the digital trends disrupting the container shipping industry. And Transmetrics operates in the intersection of two of the 7 trends, which is artificial intelligence and advanced analytics for the demand forecasting. So there are 3 specific use cases which we are solving with our technologies, which is the optimization of the empty container logistics, then also the network optimization for the feeder lines, and dynamic pricing based on knowing the demand in the next few weeks. So here's a simplified version of how the software works. So first we take the historical shipping information from the customer IT systems, which are then automatically transferred every day into our standardized data model. And we apply the technologies to do first the data cleansing and data enrichment, because typically the data quality is relatively poor in the industry. And then the rated data we're taking to create the models for the demand forecast up to 6 weeks typically. And for this we're taking the clean data and we're combining it with the external factors that can influence shipping demand in order to achieve really high accuracy results. Once we have the accurate demand forecast, we're taking it to the logistics optimization module, and the results from which are afterwards pushed back to the customer. So in terms of the challenges, typical challenges that we went through as a startup while working with the corporates, is the first was to prove the value of the product. And we decided to handle it by actually giving free proof of concept projects to some of the customers, which didn't turn very well because the project was not taken that seriously by the customer. There was no particular person responsible for it, and there were no next steps typically in the company. So even though we were producing really positive results, and which were promising for the company, many of them didn't go forward. The second issue was the data quality. As you might know, the data quality in logistics is not that high, and by using only the existing historical data, the results would not be that great. The last challenge was to reach the true decision makers within the company. And unknowingly, we were spending quite a lot of time in meetings and workshops with people like chief innovation officers, where the process was really great, and we've been given really valuable inputs, but their KPI was to pretty much to gather enough of the innovative companies rather than see how many of them will be commercially implemented within the company. So how we changed it is first we introduced the paid implementation, and immediately we could see the change in the mentality from the corporate. So there would be typical project sponsors, steering committees, they would know what would be the next steps, and by giving pretty much similar results at the end of the product, really almost all of them turned into successful commercial implementations in the end. About the data quality, it actually, we took it not as a problem but as an opportunity, and we improved our product. So afterwards we've developed AI algorithms to do the data cleansing and enrichment, and also we started adding the external factors to which allowed us to make really much higher quality results in the end. And in terms of reaching decision makers, We solved it by actually knowing afterwards who is the typical buyer persona within the company, which is VP of operations or a similar level person. Going to a logistics conference like Shipping 2030 here, also getting the warm introductions from the advisory board level, and last but not least, of course, the positive results from our current customers and their recommendation to their network, as well as publishing case studies and quality content about logistics. So what is next? We're implementing currently the asset metrics for NileDutch. We started in the beginning of the year and now went into the commercial implementation, where the goal is to optimize their allocation plan of empty containers and to minimize the total cost of empty logistics. So they're expecting that this project would reduce this cost by 10 to 15%, as well as it will increase the turn time of the containers from about 2 times per year at the moment to 3.5 times once the project is fully implemented. I would like to thank you for listening to this presentation, and if you're interested to learn more, I will be happy to discuss with you in the Startup Corner afterwards. Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm also Tim, a former seafarer of 5 years and founder and CEO of WorkRest. WorkRest enables crew to log their work and rest hours on any device, and for vessel admin to monitor compliance and manage everything in real time from their vessel dashboard. So the modern maritime equivalent of a lorry driver's tachograph. A recent STCW study found that inaccurate records of seafarers' daily hours of work or rest accounted for 67% of all deficiencies in over 8,000 port state control inspections. Another survey questioning 250 crew members found that 61% of respondents did not accurately record their hours of work or rest. So what's the problem? Well, inaccurate records result in more port state control fines, they don't accurately highlight the level of fatigue that crew may experience, and they make it easier to overwork crew and reduce contentment on board. But most importantly, accurate records of hours of rest are vital for the safety and security of those that work at sea. I believe the solution to this problem is a simpler process for crew to log their hours on any device. Benefits include entries in seconds, daily reminders, the app works offline, and crew can request leave dates, and they can also sign off their entries on their device at the end of the month. This allows vessel admin to manage and monitor the compliance of their crew in real time. Further benefits here are review and acknowledge entries, digitally signing off IMO or ILO compliant, ready to print timesheets, and approving leave requests, and more. Entering the market, here's a few challenges we came across. Gaining trust with a new product was tough at the beginning. It required a number of early adopters that recognized the potential and already possessed incredible frustration with the solutions that they have had to put up with previously. But once we got them on board, they have become incredibly strong brand advocates. Having a double paid feature included in the Nautilus Institute's Telegraph has also helped further establish us as the modern standard for hours of rest management. Introducing new technologies into the industry that have been running. Introducing new technologies into the industry that have been running the same systems for decades. To combat this, we offered extended trial periods to allow vessels to get to grips with our platform without making any type of commitment. Management companies that have confirmed interest but are tied into long-term contracts with legacy solutions, meaning the sales cycle is often prolonged into years rather than months. The financial rewards for innovation in the maritime industry are generally perceived to be small, making it less attractive for outside investment to help accelerate tech startups. So it's just been down to personal savings thus far, but who needs them anyway? Why is WorkRest better? We're saving time. On average, we're saving 20 to 40 minutes per crew member each month, compared with their old crew management solutions. Referencing Tamara's point from yesterday regarding future software moving forwards and our key focus on intuitive UX UI, so user experience and user interface. We're enabling vessel and shoreside management admin to make better decisions with a real-time picture of compliance. They've got all the information they need to adapt working hours accordingly. And we have a far more accurate reference tool for potential disputes arising between employer and employee than is currently available. Simplifying compliance monitoring. Our automated non-compliance notifications update assigned personnel when a non-compliant shift has been entered. And overall, just trying to reduce the amount of manual admin that consumes so much time for so many people in the industry, as Peter Crawley mentioned yesterday. Today, WordPress is already being used on over 60 vessels, with upwards of 70,000 plus hours being logged through our platform each day by over 1,000 crew members and growing. In the last 6 months, we've seen 141% growth in individual crew member accounts and 127% growth in vessel subscriptions. Bearing in mind that WordPress was only released 10 months ago, with no marketing budget or no significant ties to management companies, this rapid level of organic growth highlights a fantastic opportunity as ship owners look to modernize their processes and improve the efficiency of their fleets. Looking forward, in the short term, our iterative feedback loop has directly influenced our product roadmap, ensuring that we're building the vital tools maritime professionals need now. And in the long term, our focus will remain on turning enthusiasts into full-blown brand champions to add fuel to growth we've experienced so far, and ensuring we can keep building the tools that help simplify the lives of those that work in the maritime industry. Thank you very much for your time today. I'm Tim, I'm here with WordPress, and I look forward to anyone that wishes to discuss our solution further.
Hi, my name is Dino. I am founder and CEO of SailRouter. SailRouter is a desktop and a cloud application that helps ship owners to increase both energy efficiency and safety. Since international regulations require from ship owners to reduce CO2 emissions for 20% in the next 2 years, ship owners seek any solution to help them to reduce even one part of this 20%. In the market already exist several solutions for that problem. Some of them are mandatory, some of them are optional. But one of the best methods to control fuel consumption is to collect and use historical ship data during navigation in order to optimize next trip. Today, it's possible to collect everything from a ship except data about sea waves. It is the same like you try to optimize trip by your car, but you don't check flat tires. SailRouter can check pressure in tires, of ships of course. How? It uses small and easy to install motion sensor to measure ship motions. Then it has onboard desktop application to collect data from this sensor and from other already existing sensors on board, and send all together to the cloud, where SailRouter learns about real ship behavior on waves, in order to help onboard or actual users to optimize either current or next trip. In this way, by using connected data between ship and waves, SailRouter can help users to reduce fuel consumption up to 10%, which means about $200,000 per ship per year. Besides that, by measuring ship motions, SailRouter can increase safety too. From the first day of our developing, our main challenge was to find the proper value proposition to potential clients. To find a way from our idea to the final product, we had to solve three main issues: to define our clients, to design our solution, and to run enough numbers of pilot projects in the real environment. Pilot projects are the most important part, because during them we can test and fix our solution in the real environment and to prove all benefits by using our solution. To find the best fit between our solution and the client's needs, we had to organize a lot of meetings with different clients, which are usually big companies far away from us. in order to present our solution in front of them and to show them all benefits of cell router and to listen about their needs. In this way, we even learn about relationships between all parties in the maritime business. The design of hardware device had many challenges. First of all, it has to be installed on board by ourselves without any action from the crew during the navigation and not disturbing other mandatory onboard equipment. And in the end, it has to be designed at low price because we paid all costs during pilot projects. Our company originally is from Croatia. We are just few shipping companies, so we needed to get in touch with the global maritime market. To do this, we applied 2 years ago to the Baltic Cell, first world port accelerator in Rotterdam, where we, during our program, 3 months program, prepared and tested our first 2 pilots. After that, we ran 5 more pilots, all under different vessels in North and Adriatic Sea. Adriatic Sea for us is the best choice, not only because we are from Croatia, but because Adriatic Sea is fully covered by terrestrial internet connection, which enables us to do pilots at low price. When we finished all our pilots, we were able to prove all benefits which are possible by using cell router. First of all, to get to create ship hydrodynamics based on measured data, in order to get a relationship between waves and ship speed and roll. These 2 relationships are very important during voyage planning in order to increase energy efficiency and safety. Last year, we tested our cloud platform to offer weather routing calculation integrated in EGDIS system by our partner from Germany. Besides that, by using cell router, it's possible to increase passengers, to avoid seasickness of passengers by increasing passengers' comfort. Our next step is to find a strategic partner for the global market. We are looking for the ship owners who is willing to do pilot projects with us in order to support us in the next step toward real-time decision support system. As well, we are interested in cooperation with EGDIS and navigation system manufacturers, where our solution can be integrated in order to offer voyage planning and decision support system based on real measured data. Thank you.
Welcome, my name is Dan Fien. I'm the co-founder of We4C, and we focus on fuel efficiency of ships. I'm here to talk about a thing that's coming to us. In less than 2 years, 651 days to be exact, everyone in this room will be affected by the low sulfur requirements coming from the IMO. So whether you're an equipment supplier or a shipper, a ship owner or a technical management company, you will be affected. It concerns 51,000 ships, including ships that are already sailing on low sulfur fuels or on MGO, because nobody knows what the price will be of these fuels if everyone switches over. So it's up to you to make a good decision, whether to install scrubbers, to switch to low sulfur fuels, to switch to LNG or maybe methanol. It will be deciding your future. So, with fuel costs being about 40 to 50% of your voyage cost, it will be incremental decision. It will be one of the most important decisions that you have to make within the next couple of months. So, seeing that a normal 800 TEU container ships, which is now consuming about $2.9 million per year on fuel, costs might increase to 4.6 million on today's prices. and nobody knows what the future will bring. So you would expect that all the ships are equipped with high standards monitoring equipment, giving daily updates in real time about the fuel efficiency of the ships. Well, we talked about 50 ship owners in the last 2 years, and we found that only 8% of them have active monitoring, as we call it. So something else than moon reporting. So that is fuel flow meters or any equipment on board installed, thrust meters, etc. Only 8%. So that leaves more than 90% of the ships solely relying on moon reporting. And we all know that once a 24-hour update on your fuel consumption isn't good to make a good business decision. So, 5 years ago, me and my co-founder started developing a tool where you could have fuel consumption measured every 5 minutes without any capex, so without any investments. We use big data for it, and we have now developed, tested, and validated on 30 ships a solution that has no capex, so no investment costs, no port visit, and we can start monitoring fuel consumption within 24 hours from now. So if you go home after this seminar and start on Monday about all the things you learned about big data, that's the day when we can already start to digitize your fuel consumption. We have developed this digital twin concept, which basically is a digital representation of the real asset, meaning your ship. It's cloud-based, it's easy to use, and it comes with a monthly subscription, which you can cancel every month, which keeps us sharp, so we don't supply any value anymore, you can just cancel the contract. But also very easy to implement on your side. And furthermore, last year we were certified by Verifavia, they are in the room, for emission compliance for EU MRV. So our challenge as a company, when 2 years ago we started with 2 laptops, 2 guys and a kitchen table. That's it. Currently we are a company of about six people. But this is what our challenge was when starting as a new company. Nobody knows you. You just have to talk to clients, and that takes a long time. So the first step is finding your right target customer. Then you start to approach them, making appointments. Second step might be 4 months down the line. Then you have to go to visit their offices, which may be in different countries. Technical management might be in Denmark. Maybe the shipyard is in the Netherlands. Maybe they've outsourced some logistical activities to Germany. So the 4th step is then waiting for the investment decision. So you have to find who is the budget holder. Then you go to the 5th step, which is making sure the data is delivered to us on a daily basis. And then finally, after maybe 12 or 14 months, we start seeing the first results. So the first data starts flowing in. So that means we have a sale process of more than 1 year before the first graph is showing. So we decided to do it differently. We have developed an online demo, and we use all the data that's available out there, all the open data sources that you can connect to. So that's weather data, that's data on currents, that's IES data, that's satellite data, that's data on water depth. It's all out there somewhere. You have to find it and you have to connect your system to it. So we basically connected our system using API connections to weather forecasts, to IES suppliers, to satellite providers. We connect to companies like Marlin. We collect a lot of data prior to going to the customer. So when we have the first meeting, we can actually show a demo of his or her ship. So we can show what the ship has done the last couple of weeks. We can show where it has sailed, what the operational profile is, and what the calculated fuel consumption is. And that really helped to convince customers. So on meeting 1, we already show what they're going to get on their data. I must say, sometimes it's scary. We get a lot of questions, okay, if you can do this for my vessels, you can do it also for my competitor vessels. But yes, the data is already out there, so you can discuss about whether or not to use it. It's there already. You can see on your smartphone where the vessel of your competitor is. And if you collect this data on a on a 1-minute basis, you already know their tracks. So that's what we do. That really helped in the traction in our company. And one of the results I wanted to show you is how we can use this data, this operational profiles, etc., to improve the fuel efficiency. 99% of our customers do not sail exactly the way this ship was designed. They ran off spec. This ship, Nordic Erika, was designed to run 60 knots. So everything was optimized for 60 knots. The engine, the propeller pitch, the gearbox, the shaft power, everything designed to run 60 knots. We found that this ship was sailing on average 12 knots. So everything was off spec. The engine was big, the pitch settings were not okay, the whole ship was not okay. So we basically, using the data, we calculated what the best retrofit option was. And it proved to be what they call an active front end, allowing you to lower the RPMs of the engines and still use the shaft generator. It's quite a big investment. You're easily talking about 150K, including all the analysis, etc. But we saved more than 12% of fuel. So at today's fuel prices, you easily talk about saving $180,000 a day on fuel costs, or a year, sorry. So what's next? We're now rolling out the solution. We already have implemented it at Danish shipping companies, Dutch shipping companies, UK and Belgium. And we're still looking for ship owners who want to monitor their fuel consumption without the CapEx. And preferably starting soon. So if you're such a ship owner or you know someone who is, please contact me at the startup board on the other room or directly after my meeting. Thank you. We go back.
So we have now the Q&A session. Leonardo, can you please help us to moderate and manage the Q&A?
Yeah. So, yeah, we have a short Q&A session. Short because now I think you are hungry. But definitely, any questions you want to ask in general about the startups and specifically to each one of them are very, very welcome. So, I think, any question? They were excellent. They were excellent to explain everything. Really.
May I?
Yeah, absolutely.
Some
Yeah,
question,
yeah,
and then we try to have as much as possible interactive. That is of course, the spirit and the goal. Start with Tim next to me. Tim, are the results of the predictive optimization automatically put into the planning system of the company?
They could be, if the company would like it to be so, but in general we prefer to have Transmetrics as a standalone solution where the current planning team can go online and it can kind of supercharge the decision. So it could be a tool which suggests them what is the most optimal decision for them to take, but it's still up to them really what would they decide to do, because they're responsible for it. They might have some inside knowledge that is still currently not in the system, so just show them kind of mathematically what is the best way to run the network, but they still decide afterwards.
Thank you. I go ahead with another question. I of course, many curiosity and many ongoing discussion with these guys that bring really a lot of fresh ideas and also new behaviors, new mindset that is also part of what the industry, both shipping, companies and technology companies, digital disruptors need to innovate deeply the operations in the industry. I put a question for Graham. Graham, we during this conference, the connectivity seemed to be a key element, an important element as an enabler. How does your solution work with respect to that, with respect to connectivity?
Yeah, so we wanted to keep it as simple as possible in terms of setup. Like similar here, nothing needs to be sent out to the vessel. It's as simple as the crew phone the seafarers go on their app, on their phone, they download the app, and then they register themselves to the vessel. The vessel admin can also join the vessel. Each application is approved by us manually, and there is an intermittent internet connection that is needed to transfer the data, but otherwise we've designed it so that it can, because we appreciate that there's not always an internet connection. So there just needs to be one connection at some point to transfer the data until that point where vessels are fully set up with the connection.
Good, thank you. Question for Dino, but please interrupt me if you have any question, because it's really what the purpose, the main purpose. But Dino, I have one curiosity, because your presentation was interesting, and also talking in general, not only with your startup, but what I see, speaking basically of most of you, although they are still in the early stage, you already have significant KPIs and results that show tangible benefits for the customers and for the industry. And this is something that, of course, is very relevant to us and for customers and partners. But actually, I do understand that machine learning, that data analytics are among the key components, the key elements to differentiate your application, to create more value and to arrive at some tangible delivered value and cost saving. How this is impactful, how it works, and how it's impactful for your customers in this regard?
Let's say that from the early beginning, when you start to think about fuel savings and optimizing route, we discovered that there is two inputs. One is weather forecast and another is ship hydrodynamics. So if you consider both inputs, weather routing is not under our scope. We are just focused on the ship hydrodynamics, and we would like to offer to customer to understand how his ship works, what is the advantage or disadvantage of this ship. And it's not possible to, there you can use general data about ship type, of course, and it is a state of the art on the market. If you have some type of ship, you can use some general data, but you can't recognize, let's say, reducing of ship performance due to fouling, for example. You can see that only if you measure data each day, but it would be nice to have each day, and then to compare from results today and, let's say, several months ago. So in general, if we are talking about big data, machine learning, and such technologies, each this technology needs some time to collect data, of course, to start learning like a child. Machine learning is, from my point of view, similar to children and start to learn about life. They need somebody to help them, and this is actually ship owner. Ship owner and operators are these guys that can help machine learning to learn faster. So our business is not possible only by us. We have to cooperate with clients, in the sense that clients has to tell us what they need, what they see as the main problem, and how they would like to solve this problem. So let's say in general, this business is according to data. It can be solved data plus expert knowledge, which is derived from maritime industry, not from IT. And in this sense, when both sides recognize at the end powerful of any solution, then I think results will be very, very clear and strong, and the reductions will be high.
Okay, good. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dino. Dan, before saying, what is the payback time of the fuel monitoring systems?
I think it's what I think from payback time, fuel monitoring, whether you choose us or anybody else, is one of the best investments you can make. So for our system, you talk about
more infusion, no? Considering how it evolves.
Yeah, especially with the outlook for fuel prices, etc. You really should start monitoring.
Right.
So currently, our solution is very low price. So you talk about less than 0.5% of your fuel costs on a yearly basis. So saying that if you are able by monitoring and data analysis, etc., to save 0.5%, you're already break even.
Okay.
So 0.5%, if you cannot achieve 0.5%, you're already very efficient.
And normally, in your experience, the figure, the magic number that you achieve compared to this 0.5% is?
It depends. You can have operational measures like sailing at constant speed, for example. You can easily reach 3, 4, 5% already. If you want to do more, you really need sometimes to retrofit your ship. Help you install a different propeller, or but then you can
with your basic configuration and easier way is well above the break-even. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah. We even guarantee that if we do not, so we with our clients we kind of promise a certain fuel savings.
Sure.
And if we do not reach it, you can just cancel the contract without.
Okay. And second question, we have maybe 1 minute left, so we try to put another couple of questions. But of course, feel free to intervene. What do ship owners need to do to start monitoring? How the process look like?
I think with us, the most important thing is to start. But I think that's, so you can think about solutions and you can wait until the perfect moment to invite a startup and start testing but just start. Start small, don't wait for all the systems to be ready or all the, just make small steps. And with us and all other solutions, most of the, let's say nowadays solutions require no effort from new systems or hardware to be purchased or etc. It's all, that's a big benefit of digitalization, and nowadays that you don't need to invest in hardware or desktop or whatever.
Maybe can
the most important thing is to start.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Very interesting. Tim, similar question to you, because maybe also for your startup, for your process, it's important to share how it does, how long it does, also, and how it works to implement a solution like Transmetric.
Okay, so as I was talking during my presentation, once we were doing the pre-proof of concept, the process was really long and it could go for as long as 1 year, let's say, but it was like mostly wasted time for us going after the client, waiting for them to send us the data, to schedule some meetings, etc. While now, during the current process and managing the projects very well, the recent implementation with the Nile Dutch took us 3 months. So from the beginning of the conversations until the solution was commercially implemented, 3 months only.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we are more or less out of time and also lunchtime. I really want to thank you all very much. If I can spend maybe a few seconds to conclude, I hope that this was interesting. It's really just a pitch or a number of valuable pitches, to my opinion, but actually there is a proliferation of startups and technologies and players that intend, have ambition to innovate in our sector, but what we do see here, why we are so happy and so keen to organize and to promote and to develop these together with customers, incubators, partners, strategic digital partners also behind shipping industry, because we have to learn also from other industries, is the fact that this co-creation, this co-collaboration environment, also using prototyping, using lean management, agile development, things like that, can really bring a value to the industry, working together as an ecosystem. That is our ultimate goal, finally. Thank you very much.